All right, everybody. Welcome to Who's Naked Up in Here. I'm so excited. This is the takeover. Mr. Witz has had a long day. So I know it's time for me to step up. And so I will be hosting tonight. Again, if you are wanting to recite and give us your work, make sure that you use the raise your hand uh, reaction button that's down below. Just raise your hand so we can make sure that we get everyone on the list. We are looking forward to hearing all of your works tonight. We're looking forward to seeing you get naked in this space. With that said, Mr. Witz, would you like to start us off tonight, or would you prefer to wait? Are you not doing any?
I'm going to share. Let me finish my little food over here, and then you can put me
Okay.
up maybe third, and I'll jump on it.
All right. All right. How about I put you fourth? All right, there we go. I got you. He making me pull double duty tonight. I'm doing my normal and everything, but we gonna roll with it. We gonna roll with it, y'all. All right. So I'm just gonna start off with as we see the hands raised, and so that means that Mary Ann, you are up. Welcome to Who Naked, and come on and give us that word, baby.
Fix this. Hello.
Hello.
Come on, Marianne.
Let's go, y'all. Give it
Hey,
up.
Marianne, let's go, baby.
Okay, this is a song I wrote a while ago. It's called Send Me a Dream. Send me a dream of flowers and love. Let me take your hand. I'm sure you'll understand that I care for you. Send me a dream that will come true. I really love you. There's no one else in the world who would ever take your place. There's no one like you. Want you to be with me. I care for you. You should know it's true. I will love you forever. There's no one else in the world who would ever take your place. No one like you. Want you to be with me. Love will always be there. Send me a dream that can come true. I will always be there for you. No one else in the world would ever take your place. There's no one like you. Want you to be with me. This poem is based on a rhyme poem. The rhyme poem is The Deep Scars Untouched Became. And I was on the 23rd of this month. It's called The Deep Scars Untouched. The deep scars untouched became my proof I survived. The deep scars untouched became my strength. Deep scars untouched became my battle gifts. Deep scars untouched became my power. That's it for that one. Then the next one I'll do, it's also based on a writing poem. The writing poem was Knowledge Unlocked. I wrote this on 20th of this month. It's called Knowledge Unlocked. Knowledge has been unlocked in me. I went through a lot, you see. I gained knowledge by life experiences I had. Also gained knowledge by reading different books in my lifetime. All the knowledge I have now I've shared in my writings. I've shared my life story. I'm glad I gained the knowledge I did. That's it for that one.
Woo! Y'all give it up for Mary Ann. Listen, Mary Ann, I love that.
Thanks.
I love it. Was it Send Me a Dream?
Yes.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And Deep Scars Untouched, right?
Yep.
Ah, that is so amazing. I
Thanks.
love that. The thought of that. That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all give it up. Y'all give it up one more time for Mary Ann.
Great
Good to
job,
hear you tonight,
Marianne.
Marianne. Good to hear you.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Listen, that's how you started off. That's how you started off. Who naked up in here? Yes, she just got completely naked and I loved it. Pure, just vulnerable, and I loved it. Y'all, we're
Absolutely.
gonna keep this thing moving. Once again, welcome, welcome. Is it Pasha? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Those who are wanting to recite, make sure that you use the raise your hand symbol that's down at the bottom. Right now, we are doing 2 pieces. And if your pieces are short, then we go ahead and give you a little rope and let you do 3. Make sure your short is about like this. You know what I'm saying? But make sure, yeah, you give us that love. Um, those who want to give love as though those are reciting, make sure you put some comments in, some lines that catch you or inspire you, or just like, damn, give some fire emojis or something, but keep it going. Show that love in the comments as well. All right, next up, we have none other than Deep Thought. Y'all give it up for Mr. Deep Thought.
Let's go, hair flip. Give it
All
to him.
right, all right. Deep thought.
Give it
Let's
to
go,
him,
deep
baby.
thought.
I love it.
I appreciate y'all. Okay. Let me put my hand down first since I'm up here. So this first piece is called Is It Ever Only Once? In the world of unstoppable force meets immovable object, I find my mind racing and my heart still. But the beating is for a reason. I found the heart of a woman in my palms. The blood was working its way through my lines. Her lifeline was intersecting with my future. And if it weren't for a combination of abandonment and mistreatment over the years, I would have been able to endure. It's the moment in between the many creases of life where you watch yourself hurt somebody from third person view. He yelled at her, and I watched red fill his eyes like demonic entities. The tears were cold like penitentiary walls. It pulsated and grill gated relationship. He felt his heart break right in the center. The spider web like indentation spread like wildfire because that's what happens when the lion loses his mind. There's roaring. And he roared at her. He showed his teeth and bore his claws, prepared to defend himself, but nothing in his senses and calculations deemed anything in front of him a threat. Maybe just his reflection. And when they caught eyes, he dipped lower. He decided to succumb to the silence of the years of frustration rolling off his tongue. It's outside the ways of environment and going more into the nurturing. She dropped tears and fell silent. Is it ever? Only once I realized how I got this heart in my hand. I'm staring at the sinkhole in her chest, and there's untouched beauty there. Her soul a road flare with undying abilities to search for the help she needs. He held it in his hands and drew it close. The beat sounds familiar. It was the song sung in unison when they make love, embracing each other closely like the last time. It felt like city lights in the winter with snow as a backdrop. It feels like when you walked away and I came after you once the cool winds prevailed over hot heads and that once again turned to hot hands, but I was still holding that heart. I mean, he was. We were holding our heart because mine was in there too. The beats were in sync as one. So when he ripped their heart out, he had to sit with it like disappointment. Carved their initials in the atriums, put the heart between them and embraced her. We feel like our first vows should be at weddings, but he vowed in that moment to be what heals and not what hurts. In the calm of the night, we loved each other. That's the first one. And then there's I was debating on this one, but I'll go with this. Gifts of blood. I watched her look into the sun, but her light was brighter. Look into her eyes and see stars. She saw the eye of being blind, looking behind, because there's always seems to be something in the past that won't let us last, but that's adjustments of priorities, impossible for us to defy the majority. So we gotta tighten up our bootstraps and bear down, so we aren't completely beat down. What's it like to feel useless around the person you considered to be your future? As God is my witness, I would never put a fist to her, but words can be a slap in the face, so what's the difference? Everything around you is a memory or will soon become one. So now you're drenched in the byproducts of the misguided, decided that I wasn't just satisfied. So now, or so being the rain over her oceans like Poseidon, verbally, it turns violent, but that isn't more powerful than when tears peer out of her eyes. They climb out the windows to her soul to trip down into the finality of her innocence, tainted her bravery and compromised her independence into imperfections. What she had in her head was bigger than what she couldn't see below. And these were iceberg problems we had. Love broken up, bleeding out, and these gifts of blood weren't for sacrifice. When you bore toxicities in your heart, it imploded and unleashed a monster in you, and that monster can't feel or receive. It puts up walls, so everything that comes at you just sound like police knocking, lost consciousness, because this has to be a dream. You have to get the stitching right, or else it quilt, and each patch will match patterns that's history on repeat, because it's the only song you hear that you can relate to the lyrics. She absorbed her blood back into her body and reinvented herself. And I marvel, but we also cower in fear, because a woman who's aware of her own abilities is the strongest thing you'll ever encounter. So maybe I wasn't ready. My eyes welled up and started getting heavy like water buckets. I couldn't carry the same load, but equality is up to interpretation. So we make women feel inferior, believing that our gaslighting was the proper fuel to her fire. I miss you, because you changed. And it's stained, and I'm confused, because the toxicity that is brewed combined with the corruption of you bonded, it has you pondering who was poisoned first, but it's cult life. So we both take the punch and die. Nobody makes it out of toxic relationships alive. We think if we find somebody to nurture us, then we can be born again. Instead of trying to look within, I only cared about her insides when I was inside. Outside was out of mind. My hands shed your blood, and you were out of my mind's eye, but outside, tracking the days till we have gone so far that we can't recover. And when everybody is miserable, it's hard to tell who truly is bad company.
Ooh, ooh.
I got that stupid planet thing behind me again.
I love that.
I loved it. I loved it. Y'all come on, give it up for Deep. He went deep and absorbed his blood back into his body and gave us those words. Y'all better give it up for Deep.
Yeah, that was
phenomenal.
I'm the only one that felt it. Y'all give it up.
I felt that.
I claim
Felt
it.
that like a deep shiatsu massage.
I love that. I love that.
Both pieces was phenomenal, bro. Definitely appreciate you sharing with us tonight.
Yeah, most dope. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
The second one definitely took us on a journey, but I have to go back to the first one because I appreciated the concept of the lion. I think that's because most men view ourselves as such. Even women find themselves as the lioness. So the way you described that the emotions and the reactions that we have on each other through those terminologies was fire to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done and well read. Good to hear you work tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right. Oh, we are gonna keep it moving. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you again. And welcome, Miss Betty. Hello, hello. It's so good to see you. We've been missing you. So sending you love, one love. And
Yes, glad to see
Kels.
you feeling better.
Yes, yes. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here. Yes, ma'am. And Kels, welcome, welcome. It's been a minute. Glad to have you back, babe. All right, well, we're gonna get back into this. That was absolutely fire. I loved it. Now, this next young man, I believe, and I hope I'm not mispronouncing. Is it Guy? Not Naomi?
It's Genome, and it stands for the GYEXP. How y'all doing, everybody?
Genome. All right, we doing all right. How are you?
What's up, King?
What's
Yeah,
up, brother?
man. Yeah. I've been waiting for you, man. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Are you on the road?
Yeah, I'm on the road, but I'm still good. I quit while I'm driving. It's cool.
All right,
I know you can walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. Be careful out there.
All right, Genome. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I am the GYEXP. GYEXP stands for Get Your Experience. It stands for being present in your body, doing the thing that you love to do the best way you can. Forgive me if I'm not looking, y'all know I'm grabbing. So it's my message is always present. It's because that is what I am working on and working towards, and that is being as present as I can, doing the things that I love to do. We can link up on all the socials at the GYEXP everywhere. I got a book called POTS. POTS stands for Peace Overthrown Storms, about changing all the negative energy that my mom went through in the house I grew up in into a moment where she actually giggled and smiled and a blessing towards her. So my message be about love, light, and healing. How y'all doing? I heard you say that y'all get naked here, so I guess I should say
That's a mistake.
Well, coming, you freaks, back to the First Baptist Church of Kink. I see you turned on this invitation to come in, understand, saying, ain't this ministry missing there, whatever Holy Ghost getting free from bondage be the kind of kink that keeps us turned on, held on the edge of, wait, edging ain't your burden. No, BDS, y'all love watching, clutching pearl necklaces recklessly popping across somebody's kitchen. Careful, kink be stick your business. Is a pleasure-filled baptism. It feels like innocence drowning in a filthy fountain. It looks like dirty talk walking around holy ground. It tastes just like a communion cup full of stock. It sounds like Sonia Massey moaning on her flow moments before her murder. It sounds like the disconnected dispatcher left her body arrested breathless beneath the protection of a public servant who clocked in serving demon time. See, our shorthand stuck, clocking the officer second hand, handling his weapon, the weak cop out, the strong pull-out game. We stuck replaying edge, bullets still coming in vain after don't move, but his head shot in the oops to your faces. If only I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Block the bullets that left her body the holiest POV. For an apology to the body cam, if only her shaky, I'm sorry, was strong enough a safe word to save her from the kinky Klansman role-playing executioner with the woman he put down raw. Dog, we all saw. Officer Bloody Paws virally looping caution tape noose around a crime scene he created, black in a pool of her own blood, baptized, boiling clean across her kitchen. And we all saw it. Come on, somebody. Turning on the trauma porn we can't turn off until we get off. You know, like Officer on Edge is probably gonna get All for shame. Ain't this ministry's mission? No, it's deliverance from the debaucherous pleasure we watch at night after night after night to the morning until we mourn in the med kit her murderer wouldn't go get until Sonya snatched souls forever slain in the spirit of voyeurism. Tell me you don't just love watching those nasty videos. Yes, like you don't just love looking at black breath in the grips of prejudice. Yes, like your favorite porn category ain't black death. Yes, church, tell me why else would you keep coming back to watch? First one, ye. And the last one, I do songs as well. This is me doing songs and music and getting out of the scope of just thinking I had to stay in the one mode of just doing poems. You are better at more than one thing. You are good at so many other things than just the poetry. Somebody might cook, somebody might do crocheting, whatever you do, do your other things. Singing is one of the things that I have experienced and explored now. So I do songs which also have bars, and I hope you enjoy this song. This one is All I Have. If you were all I had in this world, if you were all I had in this world, if you were all I had in this world, I would be just fine as long as you were mine. If you were, if heaven ever tripped head over atmosphere for earth, I'm gonna call you scaffolding, but hearing your voice is worth like any song rehearsed, any poem I could sing. Watch me go to Joe to see if he can swing a Jackson out of me. Oh yeah, I mean PYT. Them ain't no basic Billie Jeans. You everything. Sunshine, little light of mine. The sundial designed to shine with bright sides hide. And the skies if you was all I had in this world. If you were all I had in this world, if you were all I had in this world, I'ma be just fine as long as you were mine. Tell me what's this funny flutter flying? Do y'all feel that? My heart just skipping, beating, Atlas bracing for the impact. The world's gotten out of hand. I'm your man Peter Pan. Take the symbols, a simple symbol. Make sure you never land. Is you an alchemist? Alter state us. Joy form when the morning finally getting up. Tell me why they call flying, falling. Wendy Darling came to jump. Forever's a cup raised up. It's cheers to us. If you were all I had in this world, if you were all I had in this world, if you were all I had in this world, I would be just fine as long as you were mine. And the word said, if heaven ever tripped head over atmosphere for earth, I'ma call you like scaffolding, but hearing your voice is worth any song rehearsed or any poem I could sing. Watch me go to Joe to see if he can swing a Jackson out of me. Ooh yeah, I mean, PYT, them ain't no basic Billie Jeans, you everything. Sunshine, little light of mine, the sundial designed to shine when bright sides hide in disguise. But if you was all I had in this world, I would be just fine as long as you was mine. What's this funny flutter flying? Do y'all feel that? My heart chip skipping the beat and Atlas bracing for the impact. See, the world's gotten out of hand. I'm your man, Peter Pan. Take this thimble as a simple symbol. I'll make sure you never land. But as you an alchemist, alter state us, alter the status. If you an alchemist, alter state us, the joy form when the morning finally getting up. Tell me why they call flying, falling, Wendy Darling came to jump. Forever's a cup raised up. It's cheers to us. If you were all I had in this world, I'd be just fine as long as you were mine. But I see the poem, the song being a video already, and I see the groom is getting ready inside the dressing room before he comes out, and he's singing to himself, if you were all I had in this world, if you were all I had in this world, I'd be just fine as long as you were mine. I see the bride coming down the aisle. Her bridesmaid is actually holding a mirror in front of her. So that while she's walking down the aisle, she's singing to herself, if you were all I had in this world, I'd be just fine as long as you were mine. And when they actually get to the altar and the two meet, the husband, the wife, the person, and they connecting with each other, and then the mirrors are removed for them to sing to each other, if you were all I had in this world, I would be just fine as long as you were mine, which gives the message of you have to love yourself first before you can try to love anybody else in this world. Friend, love, family, don't matter, whoever. You have to love you first. You are already enough. And as long as you are enough, then you get together with somebody else who is already enough, and y'all be enoughness together. I am the GYEXP. My message is always present. If you would like to, please follow me on the thing. DM me. I got a book called Pots, Peace, Overthrown Storms. And everything that I write is like I spit, which means I'm really, really, really awesome at showing how to spit and write like you spit. That part. So, hey, thank y'all for having me, brother. Wits Poetry. Appreciate you, brother, for having me. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I've had a great time here. Peace, y'all.
Man, bro, you blew it up. You
Hey,
definitely took us on the journey, man.
No.
Go ahead, Queen.
No, you go ahead.
No,
Go
you are the
ahead.
energy tonight. I'm sorry, I couldn't hold it that time.
Go ahead. I see. Go ahead.
Yes. I'm so glad you made it tonight, man. And again, be safe on that road. You know, it's something special when you can do that. Live in your pieces when you traveling. You know what I'm saying? And I always feel your energy through your works. So I appreciate you, man. I just appreciate you for who you are. And I want to get a hold of that book, so I will be hitting you in the DM so I can get me a copy.
I got a question.
He stole my thunder. Oh, go ahead, Pasha.
I'm sorry, baby.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Hey, GYE, real quick. Who was the murderer in the first one? And I have a short statement afterwards and propose.
Repeat your question one more time for me, please.
In the first one, who was the murderer?
The murderer was the cop and us at the same time. It was both the cop physically, but us by constantly watching that stuff because we perpetuate.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because the etymology of the word profession, right, when people think about their jobs and stuff, is a vow taken by those entering a religious order, hence the word occupation. So I liked how you intentionally or negligently intertwine the religious aspect and the occupation along with the watching, because we're watching ourselves go to these jobs every day instead of building our own communities, make it sustainable. So we're murdering ourselves. So I really appreciate that one. Let's all get together and build sustainable communities. Thank you.
Amen.
All right.
Amen. Listen, I just wanted to say you are everything, and I enjoyed you. I enjoyed your work. My goodness. Listen. And you was driving. You had me on the edge of my seat, like, okay, please, God. Okay, why is he looking down and looking in this? Oh, God. Oh, but yes. I enjoyed your work. It was just what we needed. Thank you so much for being awesomely you and for awakening things inside of us. Love yourself. That one most definitely is a message that I preach all the time. So I very much appreciated that piece and your work. Please come back on your travels. Make sure that you come back. We're here every Wednesday, Mr. Witz and myself and all of the family here. So make sure that you come back and be a part of this. We loved you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thinking, I will say, if you want me in your area, I am bookable also. So yes, I travel, as you can tell. One thing about it, I'm from the 757, which is Virginia. So that's going to be in southeastern Virginia. But yes, I do travel, and hit me up because I do the things. I teach workshops. I do all the things. I sing, I dance, I rap. I love God.
I love it. I hear Virginia's not that far from Ohio. Oh yeah, I got to keep you in mind.
Play with it.
All
Absolutely.
right.
Thank you.
That's
Thank y'all.
GYE. Get your experience.
Come
Hey,
on,
hey,
Shocky G, baby.
hey,
Hey, it
Shocky.
was and it
Welcome.
was
Oh, I love
great
that.
to hear you and see you, GYE. I haven't seen you since you were here in the country of New Mexico,
Come on.
some time ago when you came to this country, and it was just great to see you. You were such a big surprise to me. I mean, I hadn't heard you anyway, but you really stood out for me among the performers at that summit. Good to see your face.
Peace, brother. I just came back from out there again. They had the Chachar Poetry Slam last week, and it
Yeah,
was the
I'd
first
meant
time my
to
team
try to
went
get
out.
out there. I
It was
was kind
awesome.
of temporarily without transportation, so I had to sort of watch from the sidelines. But I know that you must have tore it up.
Hey,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
hey.
got
yeah,
to see him
fantastic.
on my birthday when I was in New
Ah.
Mexico.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. That's
We
when
saw
and
him 2 weeks ago too when he was handing out
Yeah.
yellow Laffy Taffies to kids.
Oh, I love it. I
on the
love it.
occasion of Erica's 21st birthday.
I
Right.
love that.
He
I love it.
changes my
Right.
age like every day.
I love it though. I love it. I
That is
love it.
because you radiate every spoke in the color wheel of youth.
I love it.
You always do, Erica.
I
All right,
appreciate
you
that, Rich.
go.
Thank you.
I love that. I love that. Give it up one more time for GYE Nami. Let's go.
Wow, big love.
All
Thank you so
right.
much, family. And you are now part of the Who Naked Up in Here family, so
Ooh,
we expect to
naked.
see you more often.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Go ahead, babe.
No, I was done. I didn't want to
I thought
overemphasize.
GYE said something.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I was absolutely his answer. Yes, thank you.
All right. All right. All right. Well, we are going to keep this night going. I love it. Listen, next up, we have Mr. Jim Love.
Let's go, Jim. It's good to see you too, brother. I haven't seen you in a little while as
I
well.
know.
Way too
Give
long.
it up, y'all. Jim Love.
Yes, Jim.
Let's
Let's go,
go.
baby.
All right, good,
Let's
Oh,
go.
let's go.
good to be back here. Yeah, I got a little bit different style than we just heard. So we're gonna go with this. Name of
All
this
right.
is called Midnight Swim. The memory of my last desperate dive clings like salt to my skin. That moment when the world faded, when surrender felt sweet, when I could taste my dark love's lips on my tongue. And yet here I am still, standing at the edge, breathing in the scent of survival, the burden of stillness, while others have slipped away. I think of the faces, the ones who lost the fight, who sank beneath the surface, never to rise again. Their memories form shadows, their laughter echoing in my mind, their love lingering like lavender in the late night air. And I wonder, as I tremble on the edge, while I was chosen to float when they could not. Join me, my dark love whispers, her gentle fingers like soft tendrils of smoke, caressing my doubt. Let us dive into the depths of no longer, where pain is a distant memory and guilt is clean in midnight's current. But I'm still here, caught in the cross currents of conscience, grappling with ghosts, the weight of those lost, each a sharp stone smashed into my chest. Cracked ribs of regret remind me of the life I still cling to, with heartbeats out of rhythm with the rest of the world. I want to dive, to escape the relentless, but I know the water holds no answers other than my dark love's embrace. And in that chill, I will not see them again. The ones who no longer believed in tomorrow, the ones who never got the chance to return to shore. So I step back from the brink, the moonlight warming my skin like a prayer, and I whisper to my dark love, not tonight, not yet, for I carry their voices like a lifeline, a tether to the world, and I will not let their stories drown in your depths. I turn from the water, the midnight swim fading into memory, and I walk toward this first stir of light, where hope still breathes and honors those that slipped beneath. That's that point. And the last one is called A Prayer for My Father. Buried in soil not fit for farming lies a man that farming didn't fit. Buried in a suit that didn't fit, stitched to a body found not fit for service, while his family and friends fought the fascist a world away. Is 40 years enough time to find forgiveness for a fighter who they wouldn't let fight? A fighter who found relief in his fists finding flesh of those he tried to love? Is 40 years enough time to piece together enough peace to pray a prayer for a man whose potential was poured straight in whiskey glasses? No ice, no water. Water was for the weak. Even after a week-long bender, another crumpled fender, a good dog lying dead in a ditch. What hallelujah can I lift to lift his memory from the limbo of the lost, the depths of damnation? At least that's where he was, so the preacher said, sermonizing for the supplicants sporting their funereal best, stiff back and straight-faced while the preacher called my father Hal Smith, proclaiming him lost. To those good places, to those places that good men go when they fail to bow to a God that only exists in others, not them. My father's name was love. So is mine. And that's all the prayer I have.
Let's go, Jim.
That's all the prayer I have. I love how you ended that. Yes, y'all give it up for Jim Love.
Yeah,
And don't
Jim,
you
you
ever come in
definitely.
here talking about well, my poem is that your poem is just as it is. We all a mixed bag of nuts, and listen, we all gonna eat them up because we all here. Listen, we all got something to add to this, and that was absolutely magnificent, Mr. Love. You gave us the melodic love in your words, and I loved it. Thank you so much. What was it? Something like lavender. I love lingering like lavender. I was like, you better go in there. Yes, y'all give it up for Mr. Love.
Great work,
Yeah.
Jim. Great work. Your poem reminded me, by the way, I'll make this very quick. It reminded me of a very famous short story by John Cheever called "The Swimmer." Middle-aged man decides that he's thinking about the home he'd grown up in, so he decides to swim 8 miles using a series of neighbors' swimming pools to get to his old house, and he encounters a lot of strangeness, a lot of regret, a lot of hope and longing through each swimming pool, and he gets weaker and weaker with each swimming pool the closer he gets to the house of his childhood. I don't want to give too much away, but if you haven't read it, John Cheever's The Swimmer.
And that's coming out as a movie, I think, this year.
Oh, is that
wow.
right?
Yeah, somebody's doing an indie movie of that this year. Yeah.
I will be first in line for that because I have always loved that story. And your first poem reminded me of that, Jim.
Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Wow, I
Well,
love it.
I was gonna say something about that first piece too. The sympathy that was in it, the regret of being able to survive while watching others drown. Um, it was it was a melancholy piece. It was beautifully penned.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple months for a lot of folks. So that was for them.
He did a great job. You definitely did them a service.
Thank you.
Nice job. Anyone else? I don't want to miss anyone.
Before we move forward,
Uh,
Queen, just wanted to re-announce that this is an open mic. This is a safe space to share. So if there's anybody here who would like to share, who hasn't already, there's a reaction button at the bottom of the screen. And if you click on that, you can raise your hand, and all hands that are raised will be acknowledged.
And
Inspiration.
I was just about to say, inspiration is good to see you. Thank you. Enjoyed you on Monday when you came through on Ain't Right Tribe. So I'm glad you found us here this evening. And the reaction button is at the bottom of your screen or your phone. If you're on your phone, it's 3 dots. But either way, I'll grab you. I see you. You raised your hand. I got you. I got you if you don't find it. Thank you,
I just
Mr.
want to say, Mama Betty, you look beautiful today and we missed you.
Yes. Yes, we
Yes,
did.
yes, we did. Hey, Nemo, I sent you a DM. If you could check your DM for me, Nemo. Thank you. All right, Miss Betty, did you have something to say? I'm sorry.
I just want to say I miss you all. I really, really miss you guys. You know, we are family here. And it's
Yeah.
some new folks in the room. And I really enjoyed the last poet as well. But yeah, it's so good to see everyone here and welcome to Who's Naked Up in Here family. One love.
Amen. Yes, yes. Yeah, that was Jim Love, the last poet. All right. Thank you, Miss Betty. Thank you. All righty, let's get back into this. Listen, this young man said, "Oh, I'm so tired. I can't host. I'm so tired." But he doing all right, ain't he, y'all? Why he's in the mood for talking and still speaking and still awake. Y'all, please show some love and give it up for Mr. Witz, the poet.
Oh, yes. Come on,
Yeah.
Mr. Wicks. Come on.
Come on,
Come on,
Wits. Let's
brother.
go.
Yeah, Wits, with the
Look, you definitely
retwist.
got me with that one, love.
Get after it.
You all, we affect one another. You know what I'm saying? So even when our energy is down, we can pour into one another enough to reawaken ourselves. And I think
Amen.
that's what happened tonight.
Yes.
That's what's happening. So yeah,
Yes.
I've become a
I
bit
agree.
talkative due to you all. So thank you.
All right. Give it up again, y'all, for Mr. Witz, the poet. Woohoo!
All right.
Mr. Woods.
Let's get after it, fella.
That's what's up. I'm gonna share this piece. This again was a new write that was inspired by a prompt from Ray Jane. I know she was featuring tonight. I was hoping that she would have made it over, but I'm doing this in light of her. Division has always conquered over us. Somehow we've settled with being unable to coexist, brick-walled in our differences. The one thing we seem to fight for is everything that keeps us divided. While the problem starters who have initiated our quarrels capitalize off of our combative behavior, from weaponization and incarceration to funeral arrangements, life compensations. The base placements are strategic and the outcomes effective immediately within our communities. Neighborhoods that are equally affected by Black genocide and white oversee, officiating tactics to keep our palms on the brick face, our backs along the asphalt when they're not up against the wall. We become prints out on the tar heels as the street claims our bodies for victory. Till we take heed, the youth will be the results of their elders' teachings. The elders will suffer from how the youth are thinking. Beef breeding the food offered up for the weak to devour as the bodies of our neighboring teens become unalived. It's fattening to pride on a slide, while the mind feasts away to demise with no revoking course of action. They've mobilized our distractions. So I've been writing these poems to keep from writing eulogies. I can hardly see the difference between the two most of the time. The way the ink blots exclamate inside, my points resemble the sidewalk bearing their corpusings. It's uneasy to pin past the graveyard when in rendition, blood spots stain my memory, the penalty of being compromised by the product of environment, compression, and expression, worn like an honorable badge that noosed our helix with toe tags. So I've been writing these poems as an evasive technique to keep teens from the misguidings of rap celebrities, action film junkies, the conception of a gangster, because chalk outlines and criminal sketches don't identify the guilty as often as you think. In fact, innocence smells less like guiltless these days and more like naive. So I'm writing, and I pray I don't run out of ink before our baton and understanding. Life is beautiful. Live it abundantly. Embrace joy more often than misery. For hard is everything we will encounter. But what we choose to work on should be easy, at least on our souls. Peace. And I guess I'll do this one. They say art imitates reality. But what if reality was an imitation of art? What if the world we live in is some simulation of someone's artistic mind? Everything from the sunshine through the clouds in the sky to the soil bedding the roots of a tree and everything in between was crafted by design. What if humanity is just a video game of choose your own adventure, where a gangster could be the president, or a kid from the projects could be a scientist, or if you choose to, you could be a rapper and buy all the buildings in your neighborhood. What would you be? A doctor, a lawyer, an architect of some sort, an archaeologist? You can be a painter, an electrician. Hell, you can own several businesses. What if I told you you could paint the perfect picture, a perfect life, and put yourself in it? Would that be an example of art imitating life, or a life imitation of art vision? What if I told you a simulation is just the extent of your very own imagination, and you can be whatever you can imagine if you just play the game, the life simulation? Would you do your best to create the life you want to live? Would you fight to be successful with everything you did? The biggest question is, would you do what it takes to survive if you were given only one life? Well then, what are you waiting for? Someone to tell you, game over? Peace.
Y'all give it up for Mr. Witz.
Okay,
Yeah.
Game
All right.
over.
Good talk. Yeah.
Game
Amazing.
over.
Game over. Y'all remember Little
Like
Flip?
that.
Game over.
Yes.
Hey,
Great work,
hey,
Mr. Witz. Solid as always.
Blessings. Thank you.
great job.
And definitely remember Flip. He had a bunch of hits out. everybody gets a ride, man. I want to go back to what Pasha said to GYE earlier. I had spoke on it in another live a few days back, um, when we was talking about the rendition of watching someone's injustice, um, and how we become just as guilty by the revisit. And I know we tried to do the honorable thing by homaging these families, but the problem is when you got the media in your face all the time, you got several artists expressing it. You know, we know how poets do. We dig in deep. Uh, at what point does a family grieve in peace? So I wanted to say that earlier, but I didn't want to keep too much in that one space so that we can make sure that everybody gets loved upon. But I appreciated you for bringing that up, Pasha. That was a great acknowledgement of what our brother shared earlier. So peace.
And respect. And I think you brought the answer to us all with your two gifts for us. Even the second one, we were talking about the electrician, and everybody's craft is an art form, and sharing that art form with society is what compels us all to reach new heights. So thank you for that download.
Amen. I enjoyed your work, Mr. Witz. Thank you. I particularly enjoyed several lines I put in the comments there, but I write these poems so I don't have to keep writing eulogies. That was one line that stood out to me. Listen, very powerful piece. Yeah. Thank you. Always good work.
That tied into the streets cleaning bodies for victories.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, looking at my been writing about these poems piece through my books. I was like, oh shit, let me go ahead and find mine when it's time.
Yes. I would love to hear it. Love it.
Indeed.
All right.
That we inspire each other, man. That's what woke me up tonight was you all. So I thank y'all for pouring back into me because I was depleted.
Yes.
I appreciate the message letting me know you was on. The reply, I appreciate that. Real talk.
Real talk. All right.
Oh, wait.
Let's go. All right, we're gonna jump back into this thing. Y'all give it up one more time for my co-host, Mr. Mrwitzthepoet. Y'all give it up for him. Much love. What? All right,
Well
and
done.
again, if we missed anybody, the reaction button, hopefully you can find it, but if not, just hit me up in the DM. But the reaction button is down below if you want to read. Oh, I still got you. I still got you plugged in, brother. I do. No, I still got you. But you know what? When it's your turn, Pasha, I want you to play with the volume a little bit when I bring you up. Or you could do it now. Play with the volume a little bit because you're a little low, and we don't want to miss any of the nuggets that you about to dish out when it's your turn, okay?
I was gonna say that too.
All right.
I got a surprise for most.
Okay. Oh, I like surprises. All righty. All right. Well, we're gonna keep it moving so we can get to everybody tonight. Stop. Oh Lord. All right. So y'all put y'all hands in love together, hearts and all that good stuff. And please welcome Mr. Rich Boucher.
Oh man, let's go, Rich. Yes, sir. Let's go.
It is so good to see you all. I can hear you there, Mr. Nemo. Thank you. I hear you all. I'm going to take my hand down here. Thank you all. I got two poems, and well, I'll get to what I need to get to here in a moment. But this poem is an ekphrastic poem, and it is inspired There's a poet that I'm friends with. Her name is Alexis, and she often posts really artfully done photographs. And they're usually something mundane, but framed in a different way. And so you'll find out later in this poem what she did in her photograph that caused me to have to write this poem. It's called A Favor Just for You. A black rotary phone. Let me start that over again. I tripped. Okay. Clear, reset. A favor just for you. A black rotary telephone from when I was 9, beaming in the kitchen light like a deformed orphan onyx. It's still there in that year behind us even now, holding its breath indefinitely, keeping all the calls from my childhood from getting to me. Sometimes life forgets you, and that's when you get all your catching up done. I don't want to lose what I have, which is why I only allow truths the size of aspirin to fall out of my mouth once in a while. Once in a while, I'll bicycle over to the former convent in the Sangre de Cristo hills, and I'll kill a fifth of Lagavulin with the 7 unshaven priests who are always, conveniently, waiting there for me. I'm never interrupting. They're always down for a party. Sometimes living is allowed by municipal permit only. If I could have chosen to be Mary Tyler Moore whirling around with abandon in Riverside Plaza instead of me, I would not have been bright enough to make that call. But if I could make the rain fall up to the sky in a torrential uplift of wet confession, I would. I would love to find myself in some museum where all the people of Earth put up just one artful photograph from their life as the single one way to get to know anything about them. So much pressure, just enough revelation and plenty of moral titillation. A museum that has marble construction and gold frames and harsh white lighting and stanchions and comforters and pillows and blankets, and we could have a big sleepover there. Someone in the North Hall in this museum put up a portrait of their grandmother staring out of a window, the woman with an unmistakable look of Dickensian narrative on her face. I still don't get it. In the main lobby, someone posted up a picture of their white Lamborghini in the driveway, and there's so much I wish that I could understand. Sometimes being alive means every other person you know is fighting some version of cancer, which is why I'll never buy a lottery ticket. Believe me, I get it. In one of my favorite countless lost back hallways, a woman has chosen as her portrait a pair of jeans abandoned on the floor in a bathroom, and on top of them, a lacy thong so vividly pink it glows in my dark. Some images are hot to the touch, and I'm always foolhardy enough to reach out. I want to breathe in the reason for the lace, but since I cannot dive into a photograph, I simply continue to remain the chief financial officer of the Bank of Spank in every Minneapolis I live in. Some things are really good, but you're not allowed to say why. Sometimes life's a rollicking dance party where everyone's sitting down in a brown chair with their head in their hands because they just got some terrible news. Let me know when you understand. Tell me when you're ready. The only thing you have to do to join me in this dream is think of a completely impossible question and then answer it out loud in the nearest woods you can get to at night. That's right. Be a fool for a second. It's not going to kill you. And I'll tell you one more thing a little bit more than honestly here. If you could hear the voice of fire, you would know it doesn't ask for much. Just something new to burn and enough air to breathe. If it can also happen to light the way, consider that a favor just for you. And that is A Favor Just for You. That's a poem of mine. A ekphrastic work based on a photograph by Alexis Roan Fancher. And the second poem. Okay. I had a death in the family earlier in the week. Not by blood, but my brother Jeff Taylor, Boston poet, host of the Garage Poets, progressive activist, husband and father to 3 girls, died suddenly at the beginning of the week. and he's a poet that I published years ago. And after the poem, I'd like to put in a link that's a benefit link for his family. He leaves behind 3 beautiful girls and a beautiful wife. This is his poem. It's by Jeff Taylor again. The poem is called I'm Not, But I Am. I'm not campaigning to be president, but I'm building my library. I'm not the founder of a social network, but I'm wearing a hoodie. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but I talk sitcom philosophies. I'm not a spy, but I'm chain smoking. I didn't go to flight school, but I'm a stoner. I didn't find God, but I married my best friend. I'm not a cult leader, but my children love me. I didn't consider myself an alcoholic, but I over-celebrated every minor holiday. I didn't create change, but I'm listening to podcasts. I'm not the heavyweight world champion, but I beat myself up. I didn't make the All-American team, but I know how to play the game. I'd make a terrible waiter, but I'll bring you what you ask for. It's Jeff Taylor. And the poem is called I'm Not, But I Am. Thank you all so much for listening.
All right, all right.
Thank
That
you
was
for reading this piece.
You're welcome.
Amazing tribute, Rich. Thank you.
Thank you, Nemo.
Yeah, wild rides, bro. I'm not campaigning for president, but I'm building my library. I typed it out. I thought it had internet didn't go in. And then you said some part, and you was like, and I was laughing at it, and I went like, yo, shut up, right? Like that, right when you said, but I beat myself up. I was like, this
Right.
great work, bro. Great work.
The contrary in every line, right? Was so on point, man. I'm unfamiliar with this artist, but I so appreciate you sharing his work tonight. And homaging his life, in such a way, man. And yeah, if there's any way we can help, put it in the chat and we'll reach
I
out.
will. I'll definitely
Jeff
do
has
that.
come to
Thank
this space a few times.
Yes.
He has. But yeah, great dude. He was actually the first person to ever give me a feature and say like your poems are good enough to be read somewhere. So he definitely will be missed. And I'm sorry for your loss, Rich.
Thank you, Shaki. I appreciate that. I wrote a tribute to him for a magazine that's based in Boston, where he operated out of, called Oddball magazine, and I was born and grew up in New England, so that accent that people from there have, I always told him that when I would speak with him, his voice sounded to me like home. So I'm gonna put this link in the chat. This is for his family. He leaves behind 3 beautiful daughters, his beautiful wife, and whatever you can do, I'm going to put that in the chat now. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Rich, for sharing in this space. Thank you for boldly sharing the works of Jeff Taylor. And as I said, I did read his story. It was shared with me in one of the chats on Instagram, and just amazing, amazing work. And thank you for sharing here. And you ask, let me know when you understand. I understand. I understand your work. I understand the smooth richness of your voice. And thank you for sharing it right here in this space.
Thank you, Gifted.
Okay. Oh, Ah, such moving, so moving. And yeah, I love those lines, man. Listen, I'm not a heavyweight, but I keep beating myself up because I can understand that. I do the same thing. I love that line as well. Thank you again. Y'all give it up again for Rich Bouchard.
Great work.
Thank you.
Great work.
Thank you.
Let's
Love work,
go.
Rich.
Thank you, Escape. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving. Y'all still feeling good? Y'all still feeling good? All right. Say all right. Say all right. Amen. And all that good stuff.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Patty. All right. Listen, next up we have Mr. M.A. Dennis. So y'all put your hands together, show some love for Mr. M.A. Dennis.
Thank
Let's
you so
go,
much.
Captain.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey,
Let's
and we
go.
missed you as well, brother. It's so good to have you back with us.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad to be back. So this is fresh out the womb.
No shit. Get naked. That's
Get
our get
naked. What?
naked.
Get naked.
Um, Ode to unfailing feet. Woe unto you who neglect thy feet. There's a reason why they're known as dogs. Feet, a best friend in times of need, requiring a speedy exit. We plead with our feet. We tell them failure is not an option. We cry out, feet don't fail me now. When cops and a camera crew chase you on national TV, don't end up pinned to the ground. Don't have no overweight, out of breath officer going through your pockets asking if there are any sharp objects on your person. In a time such as this, feet don't fail me now. Feet take marching orders without questioning why. Feet see someone running, and without knowing the reason why, they start running too. Feet never ask your ass its reason for hauling. It just hauls first and lets your ass question later. Oh, glorious bunions and corns having feet. Oh, fetishized construction devoid of all Roman influence, no archer's feet. Oh, sighting of a big foot we somehow managed to get in the door feet. Oh, standing 10 toes down on business feet. Oh, unfailing feet. You have yet to receive an F when faced with a test. Oh, feet, we will not let diabetes take you without a fight. Oh, feet, we will not forget what they did to Kunta Kente. Oh, feet, you stand in the shower and get neglected. Dirt from all other parts of the body rinses off and ends up running all over you. Feet, you rarely receive the attention given to our hair, face, and private parts, but are we all not one body? Feet, you are adorned in expensive sneakers and shoes, but are you pampered with pedicures? How much dead skin are you forced to carry around? Oh, sweet feet o' mine. Before exiting the shower, I will precariously balance on one leg while the other leg crosses the opposite knee and forms the figure of the numeral 4. And I will give you attention, care, love, and wash rag. Oh, sweet feet of mine, I will take care of you because you've always taken care of me. And this is Memory Lane, a wrong turn of events. I remember the summer of 11th grade when I needed to meet my foreign language requirement in order to remain on course to graduate. Whoever was my guidance counselor, they forgot to remember to give me guidance. How else do you explain the decision to take Spanish 1 and Spanish 2 at the same time, especially when Spanish 0 is all I knew? Yes, I made the decision, but some adults should have known that I make poor decisions. Several decades later, my decision making is still graded, needs improvement. On the flip side, perhaps in my younger age, I had less doubt, less fear, less awareness of impossibility. I really believed. I'm talking being healed by a Jesus miracle belief. It could be done. I could become not only proficient in Spanish over the course of one summer school period, but also master 2 levels, beginner and advanced, simultaneously. But my belief lasted about as long as the initial burst of flavor when popping a stick of Wrigley's Juicy Fruit chewing gum into your mouth. When final exams rolled around, my diligent studying gave me success in Spanish 1, but Spanish 2 was another matter entirely.
Jesus did say that no one can serve two Spanishes. I mean, that quote may be a little off. Sometimes I forget to remember scripture verbatim, but you can't serve two masters. You have to master Spanish 1 before you go on to Spanish 2, or so I thought. Because when it came time to take the Spanish 2 final, out of fear and forgetting to remember 2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, I succumbed to the serpent. I let Satan slither into my insecurity. I was a fool to try multitasking. He told me that it's better to just focus on one thing at a time. He told me to cheat. The devil made me do it. He told me to write some answers on the inside of my left hand. Now imagine this. I never looked at my left hand, not even once, nor was I tempted to. The devil is a liar. I knew all the answers on the Spanish 2 final exam. I aced that test. Well, I almost aced it. When I turned in my exam, I handed the test back to the teacher with the left hand, my ink-filled palm fully exposed. Coño. I snatched back my hand like it had come into direct contact with the fire that Prometheus stole from the gods, like the Elijah fire that came down from heaven and got shut up in Jeremiah's bones, but it was too late. The teacher saw the writing on the wall of my hand. Why did I even hand in the test with my left? I'm right-handed. Maybe that old adage is to blame. Don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. Sounds good until you get a failing grade for a test that you should have passed. But there was no way to get the teacher to believe me. I didn't look. I swear I didn't look at my hand. But there was nothing she could do. Her hands were tied. She had to fail me. Mighty calm. If I could go back in time, I'd remind both my hands that they need to work together to wash the face. I tell them that if they want to save face and be the first person in history to take Spanish 1 and Spanish 2 simultaneously and pass both, for the love of God, don't forget to remember, hand in the final exam with your right hand. Because in this world, people who use their left don't get treated right.
Damn. You started out with feet and ended up with hands.
Right? Like, let's go,
Oh,
Captain.
Right, right.
listen.
Boom!
Listen, don't
Wow!
let the left hand know what the right hand doing. Oh, feet, oh, feet, oh, feet. You went there. Oh my God, how refreshing though. I loved it. I loved it. I love both pieces. That was hilarious and refreshing and awakening. Listen, you
Indeed,
had it
indeed.
all rolled up into one. I love it.
Right, because the first piece was so deep, you know what I'm saying? Because we forget
Yes.
that, how important our stance is, how important our feet is, and you're right, like we start at the top, and work our way down. So everything from the top runs down onto our feet, right? Um,
Right.
even more so. So much was in that first piece, and I think it was so much weight already um carrying throughout the room. So that second piece was just what we needed to transition our energy. Um, that was brilliantly written and fucking hilarious,
Both.
bro.
Yes,
Straight up
both.
hilarious. I loved it.
I loved them both. I love both
Yeah,
pieces. Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank
Dennis.
you, thank you.
great work, great imagery too.
Appreciate it so much. Yes. He got naked. All
Yeah,
right.
get naked.
I
Well,
love the approach. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead, Rich.
I was going to say I love the approach, and um, Mr. Witz and Gifted will probably let you know I'm not I do not have religion. I'm an atheist. But um, that being said, um, that first poem did nothing if it didn't call to mind for me the times in, like, there's biblical stories of the character of Christ uh, submitting by washing and bathing people who society thought of as so much lesser. I'm gonna take the feet of this poor diseased individual, and I'm gonna treat
Yeah.
this poor man as a king. I'm gonna take this working girl. You wouldn't call it back then. They used a terrible word like whore, but I'm gonna take this woman who is selling her body because she's desperate, and that's how she makes her money. And I'm gonna take her feet, even though all society looks down on her and thinks she's worth nothing at all. and he took her feet and bathed them. That's, I mean, religious or not, it's a moving thought and image and story. And that poem somehow brought that up for me. So, well done.
Well done. Love it. Love
Yes,
it. Thank
indeed.
you, Rich, for that feedback. I love it. Yeah. I love that sentiment as well. Yeah, those both pieces were extraordinary and called an awakening, like I said, to us, those of us who need to go get their feet checked or done or just to take a stand. That was powerful. Thank you. Good work. Great work. Listen, some of you all who had your hands up, so your hands have come down. It could have been because you offered a gesture or set spoke. Um, or if you changed your mind, just let me know. Hit me up in the DM. But either way, I did take note of our lineup today, so I do have you if your hand fell down. So just let me know. And some of you are kind of in a different order than what you appear on the screen. So if y'all think I'm going out of order, I'm not. I'm going with the original list. That's all. All right. So next up, this young fella, thank you. He has a surprise for us, so thank you in advance. And welcome, welcome, welcome. So y'all put your hands together, and I hope I am pronouncing this right, but please welcome Pasha. Is it Pharaoh?
Pasha Paro.
Let's go,
Bro.
Pasha
Let's go,
Paro.
sir.
Yo, so glad you're here too,
Bro.
brother. It's been a long time. And I didn't know you was here in Charlotte. So I'm gonna have to connect with you at some point.
Yeah, in the vicinity of, I'm American, not a United States citizen. So, but I'm local. And I came to support today, and all the talk about music and song and the inspiration there. I offer this creation from Saturday. So it's 2 minutes and 56 seconds total. I want you to not look at it as a song, not look at it as poetry. I want you to digest it as an experience, and let's share this experience together as a group. Okay? Oh, you got to turn the share screen on, please.
Okay, it's ready. Sorry, I was responding to a text when you said that, but yes, it's ready for you.
No worries, always a perfect day. All right, now remember, we're just going to share this together as an experience.
When it's freezing cold, and I know you hear my heartbeat in St. Cloud, Minnesota. When the story's told, and I call, saying I don't know why argue. When you coming over, who are you? Who are you? Are you? Are you still frostbitten? Who argues? Are you? Argues with a glacier.
And that's my time. Thank you.
I loved it. Oh my God.
That was
I
beautiful.
love it. I love it. Will love survive when it's freezing cold? Come on. I love this space because of that, of all of this, how we're able to just pull in our creativity and just bring such awakening and awareness and love and calm and creativity. That was powerful. I love that. Thank you, Pasha.
That was very
That was,
powerful. To compliment what Gifted already said. There was so much freedom in the imagery. I was trying to put it in the chat, but it was so much freedom within the imagery, while the lyrics were in the confinement of the body, so to speak. If that makes any sense, that's what I got from it the most. It was a beautiful contradiction. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I appreciate the opportunity to share. Thanks for the feedback.
yeah.
And
Thank you.
Pasha, I'll just piggyback on that and say I loved the dynamics that you employed of that. I like the way you had the chord progression kind of crawl one chord over the other, clambering up the hill. You can feel that in the way the music moved. But I also enjoyed, and I do my own poetry with soundscapes on my Bandcamp page. So I have, I kind of, the angle I'm coming from is somebody who also does something not exactly like you do, but in the same realm. And I also loved that you employed dynamics. You know, you tap the brakes until the car comes to a complete halt, and then you come back in, and not at the end of it, but in the middle of it, so people know to keep paying attention and stay in. Well done.
Thank you for that observation of craft.
You're welcome.
Love it. All right. I loved it. Yes, I absolutely loved it. All right. Y'all give it up one more time for Pasha. And Pasha, welcome again and come back. Keep coming back. We loved it.
Indeed, and y'all, before we move on from him, y'all tap into his YouTube. Pasha, make sure you put that in the chat. He has a lot of phenomenal videos in there that'll take your mind somewhere else. So yeah, definitely follow him on his YouTube page as well.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Oh, and forgive my manners, y'all. You know what? I did not see these two people sneak in. My K Michelle, my sis, and my brother, Coach. Hello, hello. I didn't say hi to y'all.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
Hey, hey, hey. And
Hi, sorry, I was
that's my
driving.
favorite.
So
I love you. Go ahead.
it's been awesome. No, I was just saying I was driving in, so I was like, ah, they're on, so let me hop in. But yeah, I've enjoyed everyone so far. I love you guys. Hi.
Hi, thank y'all. Thank you for being here. All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving. I am super excited. This has just been, this night has given me chills, and I am so glad to be here for it. All right, we're gonna keep it rolling. Next up, oh my sweetie, I haven't heard from her in a couple of weeks. She's always here. Such powerful work. Y'all, please give it up for Nadia. Nadia!
Hey, we get to hear some
Let's
more music.
Nadia!
go!
Yeah!
Always love
Gifted
hearing you,
Mommy,
Nadia.
you're definitely privileged today.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I have a couple pieces tonight that I would like to share. So let's get right to it. Compassion for oneself, a challenging feat. Kindness within, intimate, sweet. But when the world outside spins unaware, being neurodivergent and chronically ill becomes a burden that's all too familiar, all too real and anything but rare. Compassion, not just a word, it's rich, dripping with empathy, soft with care. But in a world where fairness is nothing more than a myth, it feels like air in clenched fists, impossible to hold. Where the dominant culture, it may cast you aside like scraps, discarded remnants swept up by the tide. At times, you feel like a relic, a page torn from the past in a present that never cared to embrace that you belonged there. But those feelings inside, they don't lie, they guide, they speak, they whisper the truth that self-love is not a luxury. It's an art form, a craft made holy when you paint it across your own heart, for each being is worthy. Doctors may not see it, family may not hear it, strangers may refuse to embrace it. They miss the struggle, the pain, the silent plea tucked behind one's teeth just to make it through the day in visible armor through life's dismay. Still, one chooses kindness. Still, picking up that brush and color the body with gentleness, with grace, like selecting a book on a quiet morning, a sacred choice to begin again. One asks so little from this world, just grace, a blink of awareness, a pause in this restlessness, relentless race, a moment of kindness, a compassionate glance. That's all it takes. To lift a spirit, to give compassion, a fighting chance, offering every being grace. Poem. Here's the second piece. Sticks, stones, and words all wield the power to scar. Invisible at times, but each leave their marks. They linger, they echo afar. Scars don't just live on the skin, no, they sink, they settle, they curl up deep within, mirroring outer traces that the world rarely sees. They hide beneath layers of breath, beneath daily routines. Feelings of deplete and polite, I'm fine. Masks that are designed, covering the pain, the healing, the intimate internal space. Because wisdom, that thing we toss around so easily, it doesn't always reflect lived reality. Pain, it doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. It roots itself in silence, in inequality, in every system, even social gatherings that decided some voices mattered more. Silent words carry weight. Unspoken tales stack like bricks behind the ribs. Echoes of past neglect wrapped in veils forgotten, but never truly gone. Forgiveness and oblivion are not the same song. One comes from within, a mindful choice, a whisper that says, I'm ready to shed this weight. Forgiveness demands bravery. Not everyone's ready to stand in that fire, not when the mind still screams old stories like a broken record on loop. The past twines itself around the present, a vine choking the bloom of the now, twisting truth into fear. To face the shadows of what was takes courage, not to confront the ones who hurt, who chose to reject or inflict pain, but to confront yourself, to say, I see what they did, and I still choose to grow. Because accountability, it's uneven ground. Not everyone owns their impact. Some refuse to look. Some hide behind their vision of misplaced grace. But when the view shifts, when perspective blooms, even unspoken words can start to soften. Every person, every moment becomes a mirror, a map, a clue. Closure, it doesn't knock. You got to open the door. You got to choose to unclasp the grip and let the old fall away. And with time, with breath, with persistence, those scars, they fade, not erased, but transformed. Even when the memories return like ghosts at midnight, you learn to say, I forgive, not for them, but for me. To forgive the silent, the unuttered word, the echoes that were never soothed, is to grant yourself a freedom no one else can give. It begins when one decides to choose forgiveness. Oh.
Wow. Yeah, just wow. Every moment with you becomes a mirror to us. Thank you for sharing your works. I'm so glad that you came and shared this evening. Um, Such powerful work, such wisdom, such healing through your words. And your voice is so soothing. It's almost I can't even describe it. It's so soothing that you can't help but get enraptured in your words. And I love how you unfold each line. So thank you for coming on and sharing this evening, Nadia. Great work.
Yeah, that was super dope. I think somewhere between your lines, these two lines had split in them like a field goal. It was the pain doesn't always shout, sometimes it whispers. Between that line and not everyone owns their impact, I think our feet, I think our hands, I think our heavyweights, I think our streets claiming us as victories. I think everybody tonight fits in your space, Nadia. I appreciate you sharing.
I'll piggyback off of what Pasha said too, which I'm totally in alignment with. Nadia, I think this is maybe the fourth or fifth time now that I've got to hear you, and it never ceases to amaze me how careful your delivery is. Your writing is already tight, but it's your measured, even tempo, where there is evident in the way you share your work. You can hear the determination. There's urgency and determination that drives your even pace, your even tempo, and it underscores what you're getting at even more. And just one other thing, I loved the phrase. This might not be the entire sentence. I caught it as I could, but the phrase "forgiveness and oblivion are not the same song," and that to me is like you look at the digital readout of somebody's heart on the monitor with the green line, and it goes like this, and that just leapt almost entirely off the page and onto the floor on its way to freedom. That one phrase right there. Just animate. Great work.
Yeah. Um, like everybody said, it was definitely phenomenal. This is not a slam. This is not a competition. This is an open mic. So when I say this humbly, um, with no offense to anyone. But you had so many lines, so many quotable lines, that you almost overwhelmed the chat tonight. So please make sure you go back and visit that, and receive that love that wasn't verbal, but it was still expressed.
Yeah, absolutely. You put your foot in this. Great work tonight. Thank you. All right, y'all. Woo. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I'm so glad when she shared. She also had a phenomenal feature a couple weeks ago. So y'all make sure that you all tap in with one another on other platforms, especially when we're featuring. It's just always great to have family in this space where we are, especially when we're going to be our most vulnerable. We all love, I know I love the stage and I love really the stage and the spotlight, but you're so vulnerable when you're about to share your work and your words, especially those that are so personal to you. So make sure y'all tap in one another in these spaces, share, with one another, showing your support. It can come in so many different ways. I can't say that enough. If it's not all, it doesn't always have to be monetary. It could just be the simple things, liking, sharing, commenting, and showing up. All right. So, we're gonna keep moving tonight. I'm having a good time. I hope y'all are too. Let me see y'all shake a little bit. Shake, 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 shake. Miss Betty, you still with me? Say, Miss Betty ain't gonna. Oh, there she go. Hey. All right, we gonna keep it moving. Yes, yes. I missed the music tonight. Our music guy not here, but it's all right. We got to keep it moving. I keep shaking still. All right, y'all. Listen, this young man popped in on me this week on Monday on Eight Right Tribe, and I so enjoyed him. So I'm glad he found his way here tonight. I hope I'm saying this right. I don't know if it's I inspiration or inspiration. I inspiration. Y'all, let's give him a round of applause and welcome him to Who's Naked Up in Here. Let's go.
That's what's up. Welcome to the family.
Welcome.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Our
Welcome,
inspiration.
Glad you're here.
I inspiration.
Yeah, love that name.
Yeah, let's get after it.
Me then. You hear me?
We got you.
All right, cool. I got two pieces. I'm gonna do a new piece and then a signature piece.
Get naked.
The first one is her smile, her laugh. The mud we climb through, the concrete we blossom from, dressing us impressively in pain, forcing us to fill and take black balloons full of past toxicity with us. Though I never taken a slight interest in watching her shadow play with wind chimes, she doesn't look behind her. Her soul looks forward and winks as the wind chimes clink, speaking such beautiful noises upon a darkened backdrop in the skies with stars that shine down like crazy diamonds. See, the flight she takes is distant. So honestly, it's really not that far away either. There is no rhyme or reason for an end. Nerves once bound yet filtered are that of shadows carried in black balloons by shadows trying to get back to the future. So the enchantment of her self-love opens new doors with her dimples as ledges for her happy cheeks and her beautiful eyes. They show a peaceful soul that survived muddy waters, bringing forth a laugh so contagious that the air shakes everyone around her, especially me. I shine an open mouth smile with Rocky Mountain teeth, showing no feelings of embarrassment because when she smiles and when she laughs, man, it brightens up the darkened sky into a beautiful sunrise. All negativity and stresses of my world leave me at that point, All darkened shadows are carried in black balloons, catching the gust of wind to only be seen in the rear view. Not allowing this moment and the possibilities of repeating moments just like this to ever be interrupted in the future. From day one, her soul latched onto mine, like a chick carrying a vibe of purity, tie-dyed in peace, love, and intimacy. Though this poem is coming to a close, the words that were spoken, they have no end. They have no end of rhyme, no end of time. Until then, I am inspiration. I am a person of extraordinary talent. I am poet.
Yes, yes.
Oh man,
Come
that
on.
you
Second
you
piece.
you spoke to me, man.
I got one more piece for you. It's the signature piece. I guess uh I'll do the I've been writing these poems. It's turning into a signature piece because it's the first time I actually talk about how I feel when I'm having a seizure. I have epilepsy, so um, I've been writing these poems since before I was a thought in my father's mind. Since God been speaking and writing thoughts into my father's mind, I've been writing these poems with and through God as a vessel until my father took the thoughts, turned the game, spit game to my mom, and the result was me in the human form. I've been writing these poems. I became a poet and a fighter so I could keep writing these poems. See, it all started with invisible ink, powered by thoughts, universal vibrations that etched scriptures upon my soul until I could learn to write in the physical form. I've been writing these poems. 6 months after my birth, I had my first seizure. So it was then written in my script of life that I would also be a fighter. The seizures had me feeling like I was sinking, disappearing from the physical form. Like God and Satan were fighting over me. If I could only be so lucky. If God wins, I would stay in the human form and I would work through him. If Satan wins, I would leave for hell right away. I won't lie, y'all. Sometimes I would lean towards Satan because I was hoping and praying that, man, the burdens of me would just die with me. Leave with me. Though my friends and family, they wouldn't let me go. They said that I would kick it, I would shake violently, even while my legs were feeling numb to me, while my mind was escaping and going blank of their reality to me. See, continued poems were to be written in invisible ink and spoken through wires and electrodes, studied through slides of organisms and machines, having me feel like a test tube baby or an animal. Because the activity in my brain, it wasn't normal to them. The beat to my own drum, it wasn't normal to them. They wanted details. Oh man, they wanted details about the infrastructure to these poems that I've been writing way before the physical form. See, I've been writing these poems with visible ink leaving stains upon my soul. I've been living these poems, walking, talking, breathing these poems. I done wrote myself out of overdoses through these poems. I've been reborn and resurrected through these poems. In fact, the first poem I ever wrote down on paper, I actually performed in the same day and I still got put in the friend zone. Told you, I've been living these poems. I am these poems. Some of y'all are gonna be reading my poems after my death because Some of y'all weren't even born yet when I wrote these poems, when I lived these poems. I am these poems. I'm a poet, a person of extraordinary talent. And I am high inspiration. Poet.
Thank you so.
Oh,
Thank
go
you so.
ahead, Miss Betty. Go ahead. Go ahead, babe.
Thank you so much, I Inspirational Poet. I have 2 children. My oldest son I lost 3 years ago. He's epileptic. I have a set of twins, and my daughter suffer from epilepsy. So, gifted. I know I sent my poems to Nemo to read, but I'm going to step out on faith and read my poems myself. Thank you to Pasha, Carol, for your words and inspiration. I inspiration, you, most definitely. So I say, if you can do that, then even though I suffer with pneumonia, it's gone by the wayside. My voice was not strong, but it's stronger. If you can do that, I will recite my own poem tonight. Thank you, Carol, and inspiration. One love.
One love.
All right.
Go ahead, Rich.
After you, sir. I'm going to follow you.
I'll be brief. Inspiration, I want you to know a lot of people are going to read your poems after you're gone. But what I want you to do is I want you to let more hear them now while you're here with us.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. And that's why I be moving around. I'm in Wisconsin. And like I was yelling there, Poet. That's the organization I belong to. Founded by spoken word poet Black Ice down in Chicago back in 1990. We have branches in Detroit, out to Ghana, Nigeria, Jamaica, United Kingdom, Vegas, Indiana. So, we have members all the way up to Canada, and around the country. I'm the president of the Wisconsin chapter. And we just went out to Detroit not too long ago, a little rubber band trip, just went out there one Saturday night. Well, left in the morning, came back Sunday morning, basically just up all day, all night, and went out there, got to meet my chapter fam, and got to meet with the promoter, MC Yaba, and then do some business, and came back to Wisconsin and ended up with a gig, for myself, Daryl the Real Deal out of Gary, Indiana, and our poet president, Black Maria in Detroit. So I'll be back in Detroit on the 10th of May. It's actually like R&B bingo meets erotic poetry and DJ, that night. So that's gonna be fun. I'm definitely looking to network with anybody. I like to travel around. I'm putting a tour together for 2026 here from the Midwest all the way out to New York. I got fam all around the country, so I'm always looking. By next winter, I'm going to be doing this full time in the winter months, because in the spring and summer I do lawn care and landscaping, but in the winter months I need something else to do, and I want to spread the word. I want to spread the poetry around, and I want to connect these bridges, structure these foundations properly, and just fight the good fight, through words and action, and that's what I'm looking to connect with, anybody that's on those lines, any city, any state, country, I'm game. So
let's go. Yes. Okay. All right. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Can I offer a comment?
Go ahead,
yeah,
Rich.
please.
I'll make this super brief. Just one thing was really good to hear you.
Thank you.
And when I was a little kid, I was 10 years old and I had a seizure. And at the time, I was diagnosed as an epileptic. I had no idea what it meant. I had no idea that the brain produces and carries electricity with it. I had no idea about any of that. And I took a medication called Dilantin for about 5 years straight until one day my mother looked at me and she said, you can stop today. And she must have kept much better track of it than I did. But I can only imagine having multiple, because for me, it was fearsome enough to wake up in the hospital with my parents telling me that my dad had walked in on me to look, just to check on me. Like he, opened the door for my sisters and me to see if we were sleeping fine. And I was evidently stiff as a surfboard in like this electrified posture. And I don't remember a one thing about that at all. So anyway, all that to say, keep up the courage and the brave work. All you can live around and right through all of this.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm 47 now, and I've been having them since I was 6 months of age. From what I was told, it came from an allergic reaction to my third DBT shot, and yeah, I went through all sorts of different medications and all that stuff. And so when I was describing, that part, the poem, that's how I felt. I always felt like I was sinking into the earth. I
Yeah.
was like, leaving, but I could like hear everybody, so it was like an outer body experience. And it, as a kid, when you're growing up and you're a rebellious child, and you got a lot of shit going on in your head, in your life, those things affect it, and that's where it started feeling like, like I'm being pulled between two worlds, good and bad. And and then being the kid, the emotional kid, that wears his heart on his sleeve. Is like, I don't want to be this burden, I just want to leave, or at least let the burdens leave, so that's where that kind of stuff, came from. And then the references, with the wires and electroids, I had a lot of EEGs done. I'd get new blood levels done every 6 months, and I would just watch them take blood from my, the tubes, and I just watch it, and they were even so surprised that I just watched them pulling, vials of blood. They're like, wow, we have grown men that will faint by watching this, and I'm like, hey, I got to know what you're doing, like,
Right.
but then being in science class, you start learning about the slides and the organisms on the slides. So I kind of put that reference in there with that, but it has you feeling, like an outcast,
Yeah.
but
That's a powerful piece, and for you to shed and release that.
yeah, it was the first time, and I got challenged on that one. That was a prompt that was out there in social media that I've been writing these poems challenge. And my friend Ollie Woods, aka Hood Raised Poetry out of Chicago, uh, he challenged me to it,
Yeah.
and I took it as an honor, man. When someone challenges you to something like that, especially, another poet, of that caliber. Hood Raised, he's an amazing poet and performer in person. He's well known. If you don't know him, look him up. Great. Uh, but to be challenged by someone like that, it kind of, lets you know that, hey, I'm doing something right.
Right.
To even, give me the honor to
Get
accept it.
acknowledged. Right.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? That's how I look at it. But thank you, everyone. I appreciate y'all.
Yes,
And we
thank you all.
appreciate you. Appreciate you sharing in this space. Again, good to have you here. So thank you.
Let me say one thing real quick before we move forward. Because of the energy that's been transcending, I was informed that tonight is the night of majesty, is the night of power, where the angels descend for every affair. So take what you can from that. Hopefully that empowers you in some form. Know that the energy that's transcending through us is not by accident. Tonight was supposed to happen. And let's just keep that energy moving forward and keep loving on each other.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Mr. Witz.
Yeah, appreciate
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much.
You can check me out on Craig Larson. My fault. I was just gonna say Craig Larson on Facebook, Inspiration 1899 on Instagram, IN.SPIRATION 1899, or and also
Put it
look
in
up
the
on.
chat, brother. Put it
I was
in
gonna say the
the
same thing. That it's but yeah, if we can see it and everybody can see it and click on it and go to there, especially at Instagram. I know a lot of us are from Instagram. All right. Wisconsin. All right. Thank you again so much. I love it. I love it. We're gonna keep this show moving right along. I am so glad that we'll get to hear your voice. It's always a pleasure to have you in this space. You know how much we adore you, love you, and so good to have you back. You were definitely missed. So I need y'all to give it up and please welcome Miss Betty to the space.
Yes, Mama Betty, let's
Let's
go.
go. Take your
Let's go.
time.
Mama
Hey, Mama Betty,
Betty.
how you
Mama
doing?
Betty.
One
Welcome
love,
to the
y'all.
mic, Mama Betty.
Damn gallery shit. One love, y'all.
One love.
So I have a poem called The Lies We Learn to Live With in two parts. So here we go. The lies we learn to live with. I was an ocean, blue waves, a bomber dance for two, swishy, whispers, unostentatious, meticulous, blasé, obliviously ignorant to an ambush out of season, overdue, a horizon of decaying industrial mishaps, all drilling rigs, alamander left, sachet right, spewing dense, ominous, sour, molasses, wicked ink. I hobble as on crutches, clutching my tango partner, water moon, palm to palm, blocking out the sun. Serenity, merely a mishap, eternal, a saucer without rhyme, an ocean full of life, potentially transformed, the lies we learn to live with, rolling down rapidly, wasting no time. The lies we learn to live with, part two. If you think you're lonely now, wait until night falls. Memories sunny, less. Dreams become nightmare holding cells where despair, normal, double dutch with desperation. Rapid screams, loud, silence, distant, far away. Cause no one's near, so no one hears. A black box at midnight. This modern age piggy bank of fear. And that's my poem.
Wow. Did you say no one hears a black box at midnight?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Is that one of the pieces you sent to me?
No.
No. Okay. I just was curious. Well, I would like to read it if you would like to share that with me. I'd like to read that one as well.
And so there's a poem, two parts though. I have another poem.
Okay.
And this is called Smoky Mirror. Bear with me, okay? Oh, you know, I don't like this shit. I don't like to be on that gallery. Excuse me, y'all, for cussing, but I don't like that. Smoky mirror. Stale smell penetrates a cobalt sky. A light fog shrouds crowds out the illuminating shine of the moon. A lone figure stands at the entryway of a once majestic Art Deco theater. Its once glistening marble floor, now dusty and littered. A faint echo of a once melodious organ rises, setting an atmosphere of woe and impending danger. Even in the darkness, you can see the softness of the silver foxtail stove, slung elegantly, effortlessly over sleek shoulders. Cascading silver blue wig brushes shoulders that would not be denied in spotlight on the dim lit vacant stage. Her eyelids, vessels holding shadows of sinister, sensual, nighttime rituals, lurking hidden silhouettes bouncing off an alley's wall. The soulful clickety clack of high heels, pavement rising to meet each syncopated step. Suddenly, drowned out by a spectacular stampede of spontaneous violence, not a smidgen of love, not a sliver of light, not the acrid smell of justice could enter this realm. Only soft sound of a radio. You make me feel mighty real. Music, waffling, emanating from an ugly songbook, overwhelms the softness of the song. Blanking in the night, a scent, rancid scent of death, permeates from a close but distant corner at the glorious precipice of life. On the sidelines, she lay, slave. A name scrolled in silver around a twisted neck announced her as Ashanti Morning Star. In a jeweled coin purse held in yet warm, still, lifeless hands were two cardboard squares, rubber band wrapped snuggled tight to keep out the frigid cold. First square, Social Security card, 571-11-2617. Name, Anthony L. Mitchell. Second square, a photo of a child, 9 or 10 years of age, a beautiful chocolate boy, his big eyes brown, holding reflections of the sun, full of life and innocence. The resemblance to the one in whose hands it was found, uncanny. On the wall, into a whispering mirror of glass, beaming red hot pink, dark to light. A neon sign reflects every half minute. Another life, yet recognized. Another life, unidentified, yet another cherished life. And that's that poem.
Come on, Mama Betty. I'm glad you did your own piece tonight.
Yeah.
I needed to hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad too. Hell
Make
yeah.
me feel.
It's
You
amazing to
make
hear
me
you, Mom Betty.
feel.
Great work, and you said one of my favorite words tonight, Mama Betty, so thank you.
Oh, you gotta let us in on the word. What's the word?
Oh, I probably should have said that, shouldn't I? The comparison of the sky with the cobalt.
Cobalt.
Oh yeah.
Yes, cobalt sky. I love that too.
Like the sounding.
It's so
Thank you, Miss
beautiful
Betty.
to hear you express your work. And you know, I always say that to you. So I'm glad that you were inspired by someone else to step into that light tonight. Again, I don't feel like anything happens by accident. And we have to take advantage of every opportunity that we get to be an instrument um, and trumpet for the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you. I love you, and I'm so glad you're here with us tonight.
And I want to thank Nemo, my food son, for accepting to read my poem, but I had to step out on faith.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad you did. That was a beautiful read.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I highly enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it as well. Y'all give it up one more time for Miss Betty.
Yes, Mama Betty.
Yeah, Fuma.
She started that one like, if you think you're lonely now.
Yeah, she hit it with that too, didn't she?
All right. All right. And while y'all are giving it up for Miss Betty, please keep your mics open and give and show some love to Nemo. Some words. Let's go, Nemo. We made it.
We made it.
I did a feature with that guy one
Come on,
time.
Nemo.
We made it.
I even went and followed you already.
All right.
I get me.
Okay.
Nemo, you just better get after it, fella.
I will do what I can.
Get it.
This is a sequence of micropoems that are kind of all woven together. So here we go. Sad King John was just a boy when his reign began. Handed a crown instead of a handkerchief when the crying wouldn't stop. Now it scrapes and screeches as he drags it along behind him. One last time past the playground where I realized that I was alone. One more time round the wheel where I played, creating companions in my head. And I'll miss them, my phantom friends. But I need to grab the handles on my bike one last time. Use the pedals to push my way past the bullshit and into the blissful ignorance of something that doesn't know, that doesn't have to know about being an adult, about being betrayed in love, about being collateral damage, about being used as a weapon, hardened like a bunker buster. Because I remember how my mom told me the words I should say to my dad when I was 6. She was angry when I got it wrong, like a little boy would. Sad King John looks out onto his court and finds the eyes of his grand vizier, who wants more than anything to get away to another court where he could be a winner on a winning team. He's a grand vizier after all. The jester, festooned in colors whose job it is to make it hurt, knows he isn't funny because he just says what he sees. Here is the general who is trying to amass enough strength to finally take all these decorations down. The nurse who soothes his majesty with her promises, but she's still just a little girl herself and doesn't know what to say. He has so much potential, they said. If only he would apply himself, but I didn't. Books stayed closed, and I played imaginary games with imaginary friends whose mothers waved from imaginary porches. I wish I could have defied my parents all along, but there was so much shame and too much doubt. So many times my face burned at their disappointment, my head bowed by their guilt. I learned to fight myself, learned to hate the dreamer who looked out the window instead of working, foreshadowing the day I would stare into the distance, an unmarked test in front of me, pen down, heartbroken, the day after my father left for good. My anonymity became my refuge. Odysseus said it to save his life. When he got home, he killed everyone. I say it to save my dignity. There is no one who calls me son. Someday, somebody, maybe. For now, I am no one. Heavy is the crown of the sad king who lost his kingdom and his queen. He's never had a throne, just the responsibility of ruling himself, and his reign shall have no end. Heavy is the pen which hasn't been lifted, its words crushed under hopelessness, not crying for fear of being heard. And which is heavier? If I can lift the one and write, will I finally be able to bear the weight of the other? Sad King John would like to say hello, or sad King John would like to confess. Sad King John would like to explain how he messed it up. Or sad King John would like to show you the fragments and tell you which elbow did the bumping and offer to pay generously for the damages. Sad King John would like to stop being so loud. Or maybe he's too quiet. Or sad King John would like to stop saying stupid stuff when he's trying to be nice. What does nice mean, anyways? Or sad King John would like to sing, but he doesn't. Or sad King John would like to apologize for how few lines he's written and how often he speaks them. Sad King John would like to create something beautiful. Or sad King John would like to smash it all to bits. Sad King John knows why they left. Sad King John would like to watch the city lights blink and hear the hum of the cars passing by. Be still. Or sad King John would just like to say good night. Thank you.
Woo!
That shit was magnificent, man. That shit was magnificent, bro.
That was a play. Um, More than a play on words. That was so visual. Um, and it was such a emotional roller coaster. I think the biggest part in there was trying to find your voice. Just was saying, all the things that you wish you can do, um, and it's just coming out in the voice, right? That was a powerful piece, Nemo.
Wanted to give him a hug, bro. I
Think
ain't gonna lie.
real talk. I don't think I've ever heard you express it the way that you did tonight.
Tonight it was different. Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Was a very heartfelt piece, and I think you took us all for a spin on that one, man. Brilliantly penned, and even more so expressed.
Yes, very much.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for such an amazing space. Let's create.
Absolutely.
Y'all, like, we couldn't do this without y'all. I said time and time again, so much love and energy is transcended in this space, but this is our space. I don't consider this my house no more than it is yours. So I mean, just keep coming home, and we'll be able to find our freedom in these releases.
Amen. Amen. Go ahead, Rich.
And Nemo, brother, I gotta say, I had kind of made a joking reference to when you and I had done a double feature some time back, but I remember that's when you introduced me to Sad King John, because there was some Sad King John in your set. We split up our feature where we were going back and forth, as I recall, and I kept thinking to myself, how in the blankety expletive deleted did I get to meet this guy and get to co-feature with somebody who can just roll over a building with his mind. And I love you, and brother, I love you, and I think you are amazing. And lastly, thank you for wearing a T-shirt that demonstrates your allegiance to the king of the monsters, because he is the king of the monsters, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rich.
You got it.
Nemo, man, look, to those who don't know, Nemo's who I owe for being here tonight and any night in the past. So I mean, we've collabed on a piece. It was great. I did a beat and I had him speak over it, one of his poems. Well, he had a poem and I made a beat to it, and that was a class. Anyway, long story short, what I want to say is, I knew we were in trouble in a good way, because as Rich put it, a guy that could roll over a building. When the guy who gives you 52 stories in 3 sentences speaks in volumes, there's a lot said there. And the question is, did you catch it all?
Amen. Amen. Whew.
Totally agree, Pasha, 1,000%.
Pasha, wow. Thank you. That's like seriously epic feedback. Thank you.
Gifty, can I say something to Nemo real quick?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Nemo, let me see your face. Take your finger out your mouth. Nemo, I love you. Apu-san.
Love you too.
I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm a fan of your work, Nemo. So I echo what all of the sentiments that have already been said. And I'm so thankful I don't have to go after you tonight. Oh, thank you so much for sharing in this space, and just for being vulnerable and telling the story like no one can. Thank you. All right, guys. You know what? I have lost track of some of my messaging. Good night. Oh, that was Jim. I think
Yeah,
he's
that was
already
good.
gone. But good night, Jim, and we did enjoy having you. Escape. I lost track of our last communication, and I wasn't sure if we nay or yay. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. And watch, we're waiting on Escape Artist to give us thumbs up, thumbs down. Nemo, you said something, and you could DM me, but it was my anonymity. And then I lost the rest of the line. I need that line so you can DM me. Or you can
I'll,
say it if you have it.
yeah, I'll DM you. I need to find it.
Okay. Okay, good. I'm okay with that. All right. Escape may be attending to our little ones. Yes, they are our little ones. They family too. So Lulu, one of them, may have her tied up. We love her. Send her love and light. Escape Artist. And if you come back before we end it, let me know. So yeah, we're gonna move it on though, and please show some love and give some love to Artie Fox.
Let's go, Artie.
Artie,
Let's
let's
hear you, Artie.
go.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I know it's kind of crazy. Y'all, can y'all see me? Oh, all right. I didn't. I thought I had a little bit more time. We was vibing. Let me have my blood a little bit, but I'm ready though. Okay, okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Um, all right, we're gonna stop. Um, random. Every day when you walking down the street, everybody that you meet has an original point of view, and I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day when we learn to work and play and get along with each other. Hey, yo, that had absolutely nothing to do with my piece. I just didn't want people to think I was super down before I got serious and actually started to speak. This ain't easy for me. I'm in a mirror, mad at myself, like, what did I do? I mean, self sabotage. So there's no longer shades of that star I used to see. I'm not even my own idol. I mean, chaos driven thoughts, centimeters away from sections that seem so suicidal. I mean, strong arms and moist palms try to help, but like those ghosts from Mario, they look and pass right by you. Y'all ever heard of Russian roulette? Me and my shadows, they definitely play that. Only we up the ante on each other's steps that we always would bet. I mean, my aura was feeling less than a winner. My pride, it got gobbled all up. I mean, my dreams became a course of a thinner dinner. Me thinking, how do I win now? I got so focused on free, so much so that once those bars were gone, I lost touch with me. Still do. Like, self, I don't think I feel you. Anyway, all that to say that this is not a my heart is still broke piece. Not a I ain't have a father around. This a generational pain. That young black brother still hurt. He looking for some hope. No, this ain't that. Now that my asthma got me choked up. Oh my God, I still can't breathe. Kind of fucked up because I'm missing my grandmother, and that's all I write about in every single piece. No way. This is actually a my name is Arthur, and I'm not okay. And after 1,000 poems, I realized that it's okay. Um, that's my first piece. Um, second piece, Um, it's called Bow. Um, I heard Bow from my head to my toes. I instantly start to lose all feeling, thinking, what caliber gun could someone use for such a close range killing? I didn't see a red dot. I mean, I assume it was a muffler. It pierced so quick. I look and saw stars in the ceiling, like, wow. I mean, not scared, but emotionally impaired. I heard bow, it echoed the sounds around. Well, each word was a verb, and I could feel that shit from within. I heard bow, nigga, don't even turn around. These are your shots. Yup, you gonna get some more shots. Saving the world, but dying from your own karma. You finally catching up. This ain't a saving grace. This is a short shot. I'm thinking for sure not. I mean, real life of rivers. It was red tears. I've cried my pain away and watched it give life. I've seen seeds become jungles and watched evil folks hunt through those jungles at night. Then me, almost every last time, giving up, hoping that they can pass through these damn vines. Me not giving a fuck, like, are you okay? Still ain't see the light. I heard bow and asked if everybody was all right. And they called me selfish. I'm thinking selfless. I mean, even before my crown could fit, I've given parts of me to people knowing their intentions were to block me. Seeing those same people crumble and go in a circle and wonder if it was something that they could do to stop me. But end up gaining from my pain again. Me talking to God like, God, why you give me so many fucks to give? I just want my mama to have a chance to win. I mean, not a sidebar needed because my pain so heavy, I breathe, hoping it be less to carry. I took every shot, no block, figured I'd accept it all. I have left to worry. I mean, after bowing damn near my whole piece, my physical structure of a man is now secondary. Opening my eyes to the fact that every bow, it made me bow. And every single time it was necessary, coming to the faithful day when my mama laid me down to pray, she'll say my son was heavy, but his love, I promise it was less to bury. I mean, then on my final stanza, I get confused every time because I still can't breathe. I don't know where I am. I don't even have a plan. I heard bow and looked down and realized I had gunpowder on my own fucking hands. Those are my pieces. Though. Thank y'all for listening.
Oh my God, wow. That ending, gunpowder in my head. Y'all give it up for Artie Fox.
Mr. Fox,
Artie.
did you change that last piece up a little bit? Sounds a little different this time.
Nah, it just slowed it down. That's all.
Yeah, I always appreciate that piece because there's so much in there, and there's so many different ways to view um, the bow. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think it ended it in that mannerism. Takes you back to, you know, you have to take your shot. You know, you can look at it as in, you know,
Yeah.
something unintentional. But
Yes.
sometimes you only have one shot.
Yes.
Nah, it's crazy, bro. Because when I first wrote the piece, it wasn't about the shots at all. To be honest, it was about me having a conversation with God. It started out with me actually taking a bow, right, and
Right.
not And from there, that bow and me seeing how I talk to God sometimes, like sometimes I sit next to God, but sometimes I come to God on my knees, and I'm bowing, and that's how I don't know, separate the conversations that I have with God, right? The ones that I have, regardless of what your religion is or what you believe in, those are my conversations. And it started there. But then I thought about all the other vows that went on in my life. And then to the thought, like, or what you just said, the shot, that didn't occur to me until maybe a year after that poem, me putting all that together and being like, Dad, well, the personal shot, and then even ending that way took about 6 months before I ended the poem that way. I didn't really know how I wanted to end it. So almost every time I do that piece, I think how I say it changes. The meaning of it changes. Every vowel means something else. Especially for myself and where I'm at in my journey. I'm trying my best not to run away from the poems that I know I need to hear myself. I guess you could say this is my me time. I'm not really doing a bunch of poems that I think that people want to hear so much. I'm doing the poems that I know I want to hear, and I'm just appreciative that people can receive them in any kind of way because I feel like the energy that I'm giving my poetry right now ain't really so much performance based. It's just more how I feel.
Mm.
I don't even have the energy to perform right now. Not the physical energy, but the mental energy. It's not that it's not there. I just feel like I've been doing the same thing for so long. I don't want to do it no more. So my body starts to shut down when that happens. So instead of me pushing and pushing on, my body kind of just starts to slow down until I figure something new out. And this is kind of that time. So I appreciate y'all for listening and having space because I don't have the energy to perform right now. It's just how I feel. And I'm just glad that how I feel is strong enough for other people to feel that. If that even
Yeah.
makes sense. But
Amen.
thank
Yeah.
y'all for listening though.
Makes all the
Absolutely.
sense.
Thank you.
Going back to the bows, that's kind of like what I was interpreting it. You you made it clear and plain, but like I was saying, like the initial bows had different meanings. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, when you bow, you bowing to someone, or or you're bowing because of the performance that was given. You know what I'm saying? And then circling back to the gunshot bow. So it's like they had different intentions in the way you used them. Um, but to accent what you were saying about having the mental energy to perform, yeah, sometimes you got to step back and give yourself time to breathe. Um, because this this craft can take everything from you, as much as you give. This ain't for uh, the weak-minded. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to you there's so much emotional um, core into this work. It's not um, and I hate to say it this way, but it's not like rap music for the simple fact that when you're rapping, it's full energy, and a lot of that is fabrication. People talk about killing and all that shit all the time. You know, ain't that many murderers running around in the rap community for real. You know what I mean? But in this particular setting, you can be exactly who you're meant to be. You don't have to put on a mask or a costume to become accepted. So you can be humble. You can be sympathetic. You can
Mhm.
be hurt, and you can still be loved, and all of that freedom of expression. So yeah, it can be mentally draining to give so much of yourself that sometimes you have to take time to yourself and say, I'm not going to art today. Um, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Amen. Yes, Rich.
Hey, thanks. I just wanted to say before I say goodnight to everybody, because I've got to hop off of here. Number one, Artie, it was really good to hear you. And for what it's worth, from somebody who is an atheist, it is good to hear your perspective as well as the perspectives of others when I hear poems informed by people in whatever faith they have. Um, I don't walk that path at all, but I do feel glad that for those who find strength in it, it works for them. And it's always beneficial for me to hear it, regardless of whether or not I share in that belief at all. So just want to say thank you for that. I'm sorry, folks, I got to go, but I also wanted to thank you for hearing me read Jeff Taylor's poem tonight and for hearing and listening to my own poem. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich, for
Nah, much
sharing.
love,
You have a good
much
one
love,
as
Rich.
well.
And respectfully, Rich,
Thanks,
I don't
Rich.
give a damn what your religious background is, Rich. As long as you got the vibes and the love that you show me, bro, I respectfully could give a fuck. I'm not everybody else. My relationship with God is exactly that. My relationship with God. What keeps you going and keeps you living, bro. I know it's strong because you here. You come with the love and the light that you have. So whatever you're using to keep yourself going, keep doing that for yourself, bro. And keep me and you, man.
Thank you,
Amen.
Artie. I appreciate that, man.
Amen.
Really, seriously. Have a great night, everybody. Good to see you
You
all.
do the same, Rich. Thank you.
Love to
Love,
you all.
Rich. Don't forget to DM me, please, brother.
I will. All right,
All
man. I
right.
shall do that later on. Bye-bye.
All right. Have a
Peace.
good night. Thank you so much, Rich. Y'all give it up one more time for Artie Fox. Yes, yes.
Great work,
I
Mr.
so
Fox.
Hey,
yes,
Artie,
yes,
look,
Artie.
Much love.
real quick,
yes,
Artie,
yes.
look.
And
I,
okay,
I
go
had
ahead.
the okay, I'll be brief. I had the luxury of
Yes.
it's this
Thank you.
may have been one time that I've seen you, and I wanted you to know I didn't see a performance. Some of the best performances are when you're naturally you. Then you don't have to perform. Then it's not work. Then the effort's reduced. It's the same way when people run businesses, right? And they gotta be one mask to run the business, and then they smiles behind it. That's a trust issue. So to eliminate the trust issue, be yourself full time.
Amen.
Peace, fam.
Amen. Thank you.
Nah, word, bro. Luckily, I don't know how to be anything else. So thank you so much for that, bro.
That's so dope. That's so true. That's dope. I love it. I love it. Thank you for those who are not constantly having the chat open. I think Rich added his information, follow information, as well as I Inspiration added his information where you can find those and tap into those young men. So thank you for doing that. And thank you all who have poured into this room with your love, with your words, with your work and just lifting one another because that's what it's all about. And I appreciate that. And I know Mr. Witz does as well. Um, Listen, this has been a wonderful night. Somebody in trouble. I'm not saying who in trouble for making me do all the work tonight. Oh, thank you, Escape. We got our last poet that's coming up. I love him to life. He is my brother. But I just wanted to send a thank you before he comes up because once you hear him and we take him in, then we're gonna be saying our good nights to one another, just like that. So y'all put your hands together and show some love for the other half of Granny's Boys. Y'all give it up for Coach Just Moss.
Walimu in the house.
Let's go,
What up,
brethren.
Let's
Coach. Yeah.
go.
Listen, I'm gonna do one and done because Witch need to go to bed. It's 12 o'clock.
I got a 12-hour work day tomorrow. But
Yeah,
you can do what you're here for, man. We got you.
all right, I'm gonna do this one and we gonna roll. You are a godsend, the very answer to all the lost commandments. It is your touch that fulfills prophecy. So I'm learning the destinies in your horizons, the safe haven in your wellness. To know you is in fact to know love. To know love is to say, I've encountered your waterfall.
and I'm healing every broken bone by the minerals of your shadows. See, I'm not claiming that this is miracle. I am only witnessing that you are paradise. So, lady, cover me with your asylum. Safely harbored in your dwellings is where I want to be. Call it my pilgrimage. So have me as your servant. Lay me silent by the still of your waters, breathing only at your command. So entice me with the bright of your magic, and take me, hands free, sanctioned by the dominance in your temples. I'm bowing to your altar, lady, submitting to your ambush. You should make me a hideaway and lure me into your secrets. Release your worries and my obsessions. Thrill me with all of your temptations. And animate me while matching my silhouette. Have me in your darkest nights, stretched across your shining moon. Be it red, be it brown, be it gold, I'll be your falling star. Wishing me with your commands, we will find future in your forgiveness. I'll be here waiting, trying to fill every void you've been lacking. All you have to do is simply say yes. Say yes, lady. Just say yes.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Woo. Y'all give it up for Coach. Simply say yes. Say yes. Say
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes, 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 yes.
All you gotta do is say yes.
Yeah.
Look, that song
Oh.
came straight to my head too. I don't have the vocal cords, so I kept it to my brain. But thank you for voicing it, gifted. Yes, that song was in my head as well.
Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes.
Beautiful.
Oh my God. It has been an amazing night. Sorry, y'all, I'm moving around, but it has been an amazing night.
It
Y'all give it
has.
up for yourselves.
Yes, everyone, please, if you can, come on screen, come on the
There we go.
screen. If not, we understand. Um, just truly grateful for everybody being here. Those of you who have been here from the beginning to the end. Those of you who have continued to come week after week and just pour into each other. Um, as much as this space means to you all, it means to myself and Gifted. Um, we love y'all, and we just so grateful to have such a beautiful family that continues to grow. All right. And as I say every week, it's something I got from my brother. If there's someone that you're used to seeing that you have not been seeing, now's the time that you check in on them and make sure that they're physically and mentally in a good state. All right. Well, thank y'all for being here. It's been a
Thank
beautiful
y'all.
evening. Love
Yes,
y'all.
and Kendra, so good to have you. Though you were driving, and listening, it's still
Yeah.
good to see you on the screen. Beautiful. Thank you to G White E for joining us. Mina. Oh, sorry, I'm the host. I can't do that. Okay.
I
Yes, you
can do it
can.
so gifted. Charles, why is
Mina.
Mina wide awake?
She is. Oh my God.
Look,
Thank you to Pasha. Thank you to I Inspiration. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all come back. And thank you to our fam, Nadia, Nemo, Jean Moore. Even though we didn't see you tonight, Brand Day, Miss Betty. We love you all.
I
that's
love y'all
right.
too.
And
Is it
Mr.
too
Wade.
late? Is it too late to say yes?
Nice.
Huh?
Is
I'm
it too
sorry,
late to
what you
say?
say?
Is it too late to say yes?
Miss Betty is funny.
Yes.
Oh
Oh, that was
man.
I had a
hilarious.
great
Y'all put
time.
in
This is
that
my
work
first
tonight.
time
This was
here,
pretty
so I had
good.
a great
That's
time.
what's up. No, you
That's
always
what's
welcome, brother. I'm glad you reached out, and it was an honor to connect you and have you here with us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll definitely be back. This every every Wednesday then, or
Yes,
Yes,
it's
sir.
a different
Every
link.
Wednesday.
Every week there's a different link, but same space. Okay, so just stay tapped in. I'll make sure I post it. I normally get it up by Tuesday, but this week's been a little rough on me.
You give it up by Tuesday? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
get it up by Tuesday is an erotic piece.
Oh my God. I'm
Oh, I
about
was
to be out.
asking for a friend. I was asking. That's all.
yeah, I got to practice my erotic
Look,
stuff.
she
Too.
can ask me directly.
I got an
Have a
erotic set
great
I got to
night,
do.
Nadia. Thank you. Go ahead. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Inspiration.
look, Inspiration, you better get on it. You get ready to do an event. You better get in it.
Yeah, it ain't until May 10th, so I got some time, but wasn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
Well, on Ain't Right Tribe page, there's Wet Words Wednesday. Every Wednesday they do erotic poetry, and that's normally like what 2 o'clock.
Usually about 2. Yeah.
About 2 o'clock.
Who does that?
On the Ain't Right
The
Tribe
Ain't
page.
Right Trap. Yeah, the one you came in on Monday.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and it's on.
The host is Prada, though.
Well, that was earlier today. It's normally every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it was. Today is
Yeah.
Wednesday.
All right, y'all. I gotta crash, so I love y'all.
Brandy, take
Peace
care.
out.
Be safe.
Until
We
next
love
we
you,
meet.
Miss Betty.
I'll
Good
see
to
y'all
see
on
you.
these social media streets.
Good, Joe.
Betty.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, all.
Nice meeting you,
Yeah.
Pasha. Nice meeting you, Inspirational.
You as well. I'm following you now. I sent
following
you a
you.
request. All right.
Always the perfect day. Enjoy, y'all.
All right, blessings.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
See y'all next week.
Yes, we look forward to it. Love you, Brandy.
Love y'all too.
Love you.
Are y'all gonna have something out there in y'all's neck of the woods, like in person?
We can may do a show
Working
on the
on it.
11th. In the Carolina Theater, Uptown Charlotte.
Okay.
We'll be doing the EP that we just released, Black Charlotte.
Okay.
We'll be performing live on the big stage. On the big stage. So that'll be April 11th. It's posted on our page. If you need me to send you a DM, I can do that as well.
I'm taking a break from social media, so the reason how I'm getting all these links to the Zoom is from your brother, because he's sending them to me.
Okay, well, Josh, send her the link to the show on the 11th.
Coach.
He's here.
Already
Nina's
sent.
giving him a run for his money tonight.
Tonight, every damn night. I already sent it.
All right, it's after 12. I gotta kick y'all out. I love
All right,
y'all.
let's go so y'all can go to sleep.
Yeah, I gotta get up at 5.
Oh my goodness. All right. See y'all next week, God willing.
I
All
love
right.
y'all.
Take
Yeah.
care. Love you all.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Tamora. Bye. All right. Bye, everybody. We love